safer here than I do in America. That's for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
How?
I am from Chicago. When I was in elementary school, I had a friend. She was first generation. So her parents came from Ghana. I would go to her house and her parents would cook like jollof rice, fried rice, all type of different dishes, all type of goat dishes and everything like that. She had only been to Ghana once, but like being around her parents and everything like that, I'm like, this is interesting. Like I've never had a friend from, well, she was from America, but her parents were not. And that gave me like the first exposure to Ghana. As I got older, I watched a documentary on Black Americans moving to Ghana, and I started talking to my father more. He said that he came to Ghana like in the 90s, maybe like a year before I was born, or maybe the year I was born. And he's has great things to say about Ghana. This is the only African country he's ever been to.
According to what you've learned, according to what you've been exposed to
Okay.
in America,
Mhm.
do you see it differently in Africa, being specific, Ghana?
When I was younger and we would be watching television or something, you would see this commercial like feeding the children. And in this commercial, it would have like a lot of children. It didn't really say what African country, it just said Africa. So, and they would have them in like villages, looking very unhealthy, looking malnourished, and not getting food. And it would be like, donate to this child. They could get food or something like that. This is when I was younger. Fast forward to now where we're exposed to like different types of social media, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, where you can see quite literally that people are in Africa living a very beautiful life. So, like the media currently shows Africa, the continent, in a good light, and then it also shows Ghana in a good light when it comes to African Americans because the year of return happened and a lot of people were able to like get their passports and get citizenship. So, I think now these days in the media, like Ghana or the continent in general is seen in a good light where people are more interested in like traveling here, moving here, starting businesses here.
What was the first feeling landing in the airport? How was it like?
Bags came like very quickly, so I didn't have a hard time. My first full day here was like very chill. I feel like this is home. I feel like this is my home. I feel like I could live here. I feel like I could thrive here. Um, I would encourage every African American to come to West Africa specifically because that is where a lot of our ancestors were taken from, stolen from. Maybe not Ghana specifically, maybe Senegal, maybe Nigeria, Sierra Leone.
What was your culture shock in Ghana?
Just the driving is crazy. The way the driving is. I knew about the power outages, so I was mentally prepared for that already. I knew water would get cut off sometimes, but like if you were in like a hotel or an apartment or something like that, you would be fine. And it's very safe. I
How
don't
safe is it?
like I feel safe. Walking around. I haven't had any issues with anyone trying to rob me or kidnap me or something crazy like no, it's fine. Like I feel safe. I feel safer here than I do in America. That's for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
How?
Oh, because in America, like it's so many racist people there, so many white supremacists. I'm originally from Chicago, but my family is originally from the South. And in the South, they fled from the South because there were many lynchings. Schools would get burned down by white mobs of people. Many Black people got ran out of towns in America by white mobs of people. And a lot of these things still happen to this day, just in a different way. I feel more safe here in Ghana. Like, for example, in my own town, I live in Montgomery, Alabama, and I was on Facebook Marketplace trying to purchase a table. And I was communicating with a guy, a white man, and he did seem strange, but I was just like, I want the table or whatever. I asked my neighbor to come with me to get the table. And then it was weird. The guy's front door was open, like half open. and the table was in his house. Like I could see it in his house. I was texting him like, "Hey, I'm outside." All of a sudden, there's a huge dog that runs out of the house, runs to me and my neighbor to attack us. The guy never responded to me or anything. I believe he sicked his dog on us to like attack us. And I was thinking like, is this because we black? Is this because we black? Like, and then he texts me later like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was asleep." How are you asleep with your door open and your dog is charging out of the house? Like, what? And then he's like, "You can come back to get the table." And I'm like, "No, I'm not coming back to get the table." And then he responds, "Well, I knew not to deal with your kind."
Wow.
What do you mean, my kind? So it's like, okay. And I was just like, okay, let me block this guy. But yeah, so I feel safer here in Ghana than I do in my own country, which is crazy, but it's the truth.
In Ghana, okay, a lot of the diasporas are coming back home. What are some of the things that you think they shouldn't carry along when coming to Africa, being specific, Ghana,
Hmm.
10 years later?
um, like not having to feel paranoid. I would say not having to feel paranoid. In America, there is like a very large anxiety of just moving through the world. It could be in your workplace. It could be as simple as you go into the grocery store. Some people might be following you around thinking that you're going to steal something. I'm not paranoid about anybody following me in a store here. I'm not paranoid about the police possibly profiling me and killing me here. That's not something I worry about when I'm here. Um, I don't in Chicago like carjackings is really big. I'm not worried that my car is gonna get carjacked or my Uber is gonna get carjacked or something like that. So I don't worry about getting shot just in general. Americans love guns, so they love that Second Amendment. I guess we love that Second Amendment because I do like the Second Amendment personally, but for protection, of course, not just to go into a school and shoot up a school. Like, no, I don't believe in it. I would like to see universal health care here.
Okay.
That would be nice. I would like to see like better paved roads here for sure, and just better traffic conditions. Like I was watching something on Instagram, like one of the police chiefs here in our crowd put together a presentation on like the crazy driving that has been going on and people have been passing away.
What are you doing differently to bridge the culture together?
I'm here. I'm traveling. I'm patronizing Ghanaian business. I'm also encouraging others to come to Ghana. Actually, next year in January, I want to bring a group of 10 people to Ghana so they can experience the motherland and they can experience the first country that has its independence on the continent and see everything that this place has to offer. The first country to gain its independence from British colonial rule. That is really big. Another big thing is also Kwame Nkrumah helping other countries gain their independence and was really on a track to like really put Ghana on the map. Like I want to say, based off of what I have read and what I know, like I believe if he had stayed in power, stayed alive, like Ghana would be bigger or have more tourism. He was really big on infrastructure. He was really big on building relationships with other countries. He was very like futuristic. Like a lot of the things that he implemented are still used to this day in the country. That's why I say that. He was very futuristic. He wanted Ghana to be successful and be very fruitful.
What are some of the quotes from Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of Ghana?
I'm not born in Africa, but Africa is born within me.
So, in terms of what he said, what do you think about what he said, referring it to you and to us?
Yeah, I mean, humanity started in this place, right? Regardless of wherever anyone is from on this planet, humanity started here in Africa. Everybody is African, whether you want to admit it or not. And that's what I'm going to leave it with.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining Epic Awards. It was so nice to be nice with you. I have so many questions to ask you,
Yeah.
but I always ask my guests
Okay.
one of the most important questions that you wish I should have asked you, but I did not ask you.
That is a good question. How do Ghanaians know about Black Americans? I'm curious because, like I said, um, like Ghanaians who have not left the country, right? And who are just your everyday people. But these are people who actually went to school, went to senior high school, went to, they are very surprised when I say I'm from America. They're like, but you're not white. And I'm like, there are many, 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 many different people who are from America, who's been there for centuries. I was talking to this young boy, and he asked me, well, how are you from America, but you're not white? And I said, so do you know anything about American history? He was like, no. And I was like, okay, well, Black Americans have been in America for a very long time, for centuries, right? Of course, like I said, humanity started here. So everybody started here. And unfortunately, people were taken, human trafficked, kidnapped, whatever term you want to use. But it was really a inhumane, demonic occurrence that happened that brought my ancestors to America, and they had no choice but to stay, but to work for free for hundreds of years. And that is why I am from America, because my ancestors were brought there to work for free for hundreds of years.
Has Ghana changed you?
Like, I've traveled to many different places, but this is one of the places I feel the most at home.